What's going on, Fizz Nation? Dan Papillo here. You know, the dog days of summer are rolling around. College football 25 just dropped. The anticipation cannot be higher right now for Syracuse football. You know, there's a lot to be excited about with this team. Kyle McCord at QB1, Fran Brown in his first year at head coach, a new defensive coordinator. There's so many avenues you could talk about. But I want to talk about this team's schedule and where I think that this team could really succeed and where I think they're going to struggle. So they start out the season on a 4-game homestand. They host Ohio, Georgia Tech, Stanford, and Holy Cross. This is the most important stretch of Syracuse's season because Fran Brown, in his first year at head coach, needs to learn how to be a head coach, and this is a great spot for him to pick up those skills that he's going to need, like time management, figuring out when to use timeouts. Those things come with practice, and if this offense can get into a groove in the early part of the season against some lower tier opponents, then Syracuse will be primed for a pretty good start to their season. Going off of that, then they'll go on the road for 3 games. Well, they'll head to Las Vegas for UNLV, NC State, and Pittsburgh. That NC State team is really good, and that atmosphere in Raleigh is really good. So I think Syracuse is going to struggle in those 3 games, especially being away from the Dome after being there for a full month. So, you can expect a loss or 2 there. Then they'll come home and play Virginia Tech, another big game against a team that you struggled to beat last year. You probably want to pick that one up. Then you go on the road again for Boston College and Cal. Going to the West Coast for the first time will be exciting for the Orange. That's another one that I think Syracuse needs to win. And then you come home for 2 against UConn and Miami. Now, UConn you should be able to beat, but Miami is the big one, especially if this game has postseason consideration behind it. Syracuse will need to have a big win in the Dome to end their season. So I'm curious where you guys stand, but that's what I think. Thanks for listening, and go Orange.